Welcome to the End Content Co YouTube channel. Today is the second part of our second build computer series, where we will continue the build from where we left off in part 2. If you haven't already subbed to the channel, make sure to do so to be entered into our giveaway. Once we hit 100 subscribers, more information will come out about what we are giving away to that lucky winner. Now let's continue the build. The next step is installing the NVMe. The Samsung 990 Pro will be installed in the motherboard. The NVMe cover is removed and the thermal strip protector is also removed. It is important to remember to remove this thermal strip, many people forget. Then the NVMe is installed into the slot and the NVMe screw lever is turned to secure it in place. Finally, the cover is installed back on. Next, the second NVMe cover is removed and the two 2TB SK Hynix are installed by the same process of removing the protective film and installing the drives into the slot. Then the cover is installed back onto the motherboard. We then begin to install some of the cords into the motherboard. First, the F panel connector is plugged in. Then, the USB 3.2 Type-C front panel connector is plugged in. Next, the USB front panel is plugged in. Lastly, the USB 2.0 header is plugged in. These are the Lian fans we used in another build, but in black. They are easy to put together. The AIO radiator is then installed on the top of the case with 3 exhaust fans to push the air out of the top of the case. Next, the 3090 Ti is installed into the motherboard. In the other PCIe slot, the storage expansion card is installed. We put in a WD 2TB to use for more storage. The same process applies, make sure to remove the thermal strip. A 120mm intake fan is installed in the back of the case. If this case followed traditional orientation, this fan would be an exhaust fan for optimal airflow. As we have mentioned before, hot air rises, so pulling in air from the bottom to provide positive airflow throughout the case is the optimal setup. Next, the bottom fan bracket is removed and 3 intake fans are installed onto the bracket. These fans are very nice given the ability to daisy chain them together. This means there are fewer wires to manage to keep the daunting task of cable management to a minimum. You can see that there is one wire coming off of the fans, and this wire will go straight to the back of the case for clean and tidy cable management. Next, the fans on the back wall of the case are installed. These fans are also intake fans. Now we will install the power supply. The cables are put in the proper locations on the back of the power supply. Please follow your motherboard manual to ensure you are using the correct connectors. Now the Lian connectors will be plugged into the control box. This is the box that is used to connect the fans and give the user access to control the speed and color of the fans. The 24-pin power connector for the motherboard is then installed. This concludes part 2 of this computer build series. If you haven't checked out part 1, give it a watch to learn more about the upcoming giveaway. Stay tuned for upcoming unboxings and reviews as well as part 3 of this series. Check out our previous videos, the links are in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment below on what you would like us to do in upcoming videos.